Hi kids, today we're going to go ahead and we're going to make some relief crayon rubbing prints. So in order to do that, all you have to do is go through your recycling bin and find some sort of cardboard. Today we have a cereal box and it's just the right kind of thickness for this. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take a crayon or a pencil and just figure out what sorts of shapes you want to cut out for your relief. I'm going to do a zigzag, and then maybe I want to do a couple of triangles and a circle. Don't go too crazy because the fun part comes after. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'll cut these out. And if you remember doing leaf rubbings, I know Miss Godin does it too, right, Miss Godin?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, so if you've ever done leaf rubbings, it's that same thing. It's a type of print making. But for this one, you're making up your own sort of print. So instead of having something that you found, you're making something that you're gonna use. So let's see, I need a couple more shapes. You can get really crazy with your shapes too. Maybe you wanna make a spiral. Maybe you want to make a shape that's big enough to look like a face, like a big oval. It's entirely up to you. You guys get to use your imagination. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this piece of paper, I'll just put it aside, and as I cut out these shapes, I'm just going to move them around on my paper, underneath my paper, so that when I go ahead and do the rubbing, I have some sort of interesting design. Make it into a landscape too, I think, because these look kind of like mountains. I'll go ahead and turn this around. All right, so first I'm going to go ahead, I think they'll make it look like it's fitting into my big zigzag line. I'm going to put my paper right over it. So if I feel around, I can tell where those bumpy parts are so that I know where to rub the crayon on. And just like we did with our leaf rubbings, you want to use this on the steamroller side. So now I have my steamroller, not like this, not like I'm about to draw a picture. And I'm gonna drag it like my steamroller is dragging to a stop. You might need to hold the paper at the same time. And now, check that out, I'm getting some really cool shapes. But I don't wanna just stop right there because then I can go ahead and I can move it around. Maybe I want to go ahead and twist it this way. And maybe I want to move some of these things into a different area and use a different color. So what would go with red? Maybe I could go ahead and do some orange over here. Do all my warm colors. You guys can decide whatever you want. And if you take a look, it even overlaps right over my last shapes, which you can keep playing around with this for a while. Once you get the hang of it, you might want to make a couple more and figure out some different sorts of designs or landscapes you want to do after you know what you're doing with your shapes. Kind of looks like some crazy landscape with a couple moons. I don't know. Well, you guys have fun.